So for geography, we have uh, we have these topics which are for grade 10, grade 11, as well as grade 12. So for grade 10, I'm sure you are seeing there, the first topic is under map work, which is basic techniques as well as skills. Then we have the solar system, we have earth movement, we have weathering and mass wasting, we have river processes, we have weather as well as climate, then we have vegetation, we have natural environmental hazards. Then in grade 11, we have the topics which are as follows. We have farming, we have fuel and energy, we have world population. Then we have field project. We have field project. From there, we go to grade 11 where we have agriculture, we have farming, then we have forest, we have wildlife, tourism, then we have mining in Zambia, mining in sub-regions. We have power as well as energy in Zambia. We have power and energy in the sub-region. We have transport and communication in Zambia, the same transport and communication in the sub-region. Then we have processing as well as manufacturing industries in Zambia. And finally, we have processing and the manufacturing industries in the sub-region, which is Zimbabwe as well as South Africa. So in this case, without wasting time, may I go to a topic known as the earth movement. Earth movement. So instead of the earth movement, we go to river processes, which is, in this case, it is known as river systems as well as the drainage pattern. We have river systems as well as the drainage pattern. So in this case, there's a question which we must expect. The question is saying, describe river system. Describe river systems. So describing about the river system, we are dealing with the hydrological cycle. Then we have the consequence and subsequent streams. We have rivers capture as well as the rejuvenation. So all these terminologies, they fall under the system of the river. So hydrological cycle, we are talking about the water itself, the formation of water, the water cycle itself. So that is the hydrological cycle. Then we have also the consequent, we have also the subsequent streams, the streams which are formed by the rivers. Then we have also the rivers capture as well as the rejuvenation. All these terminologies, we shall know them as we move forward. So we have the river erosion, transportation, as well as deposition. The question is identify river drainage patterns. So there are drainage patterns which are formed by the rivers. The first pattern, which is known as the dendritic pattern. We have also the radial one as well as the trellis. So if you are trying to explain the stages in the formation of the river it is formed in different stages. The river may be called the youth at a stage known as the youth stage, which it may also be known as the mountains or the upper stage. There's a stage known as the middle stage or the mature stage. There's also the stage known as the lower, which is known as the OD stage. Then we move on by having a question which says, describe the features associated with each stage of a river. There are features which are associated by each stage of the river. Let's talk about the youth stage, which is known as also the upper stage, or which is also known as the mountain stage. So for the youth stage, the features which are found there, we find the interlocking spurs. Interlocking spurs where we also find the rapids, the potholes, the waterfalls, the plank pool. We also have the middle stage where we find the flood plains, swamps. We find the expo lakes. Then the old stage, that's where we found the delta, the flood plains, as well as the reefs. Now, before we go any further, allow me to show you the pictures of what we have just covered. Okay, we move on to the water cycle. I already mentioned of the hydrological cycle. This is the water cycle which we talked about. These are the pictures for the water cycle. I want to believe we have learned about this water cycle before. So there are processes there which we have the evaporation, we have the transpiration part, we also have the condensation, these parts here. Then we have also the precipitation, which has to do with the rainfall. We have percolation, which is the infiltration or soaking of rainwater into the ground. Then we have the water cycle is driven by the sun. It heats water into the rivers, seas, as well as the oceans. Then from there we had the what is known as we had the drainage systems. Okay, the drainage systems where we are saying some terms used under the river process. We have the drainage basin. This is the area of the land around the river that is drained by the river and its tributaries. Then there is another term which is known as the watershed. This is the area of high land forming the edge of the river basin. We have another term which is known as the source, term number 3 here. It is known as the source. What is a source? The source, it is where a river begins. This is where the river begins. We have also what is known as a mouth. A mouth, it is where a river meets the sea. You know, a source, it is where the river begins. But when the river meets a sea, that is known as a mouth. A mouth. Then we have a confluence. It is the point at which two rivers meet. A point where two rivers meet, it is known as a confluence. Then we have a tributary. It is a small river or stream that joins a larger river. This is a small river that joins. It is a small river that joins the major river. What else? We have a channel. This is where the river flows. Where the river is flowing, that is known as a channel. Then we have a diagram here which shows the confluence. What is a confluence? We say this is a point where the river joins the sea. Then we have a watershed there. We have also the source. We are seeing those points. We have the source there. We have the watershed there. Then we also have the confluence there. What else? We have a channel, which is the flow of the river. We have the mouth. The mouth, when the river joins the sea. Okay, then we have the tribute. Those are small rivers joining the main river. Those are the terminologies we have. Now, types of drainage pattern. We said there are 3. The first one is known as the dendritic drainage. So it has a tree-like appearance. It looks like a tree. This is dendritic drainage. It looks like a tree. The direction of the river or tributaries is determined by its slope. So where the slope goes, that's where the direction of the river will be. The tributaries join the main river at an angle less than 90 degrees. Tributaries join the main river at 90 degrees or less than 90 degrees. That is what the dendritic drainage pattern is all about. Now, the picture of the dendritic drainage pattern, it is this one, which looks like, we said it looks like a tree. It looks like a tree. So all these branches we are seeing there, they are standing for the tributes which are joining the main river. The main river there, they are joining the main river. And the direction of this river, it is this direction. Then we have the trellis drainage. So this pattern is rectangular in shape. It looks like a rectangle in shape. Here, tributaries join the main river at right angles as subsequent streams. It joins the main river at right angles as subsequent streams. Then we have also the subsequent streams are the tributaries of the master sequence stream. Then we have consequent streams is basically the master river. The header or the hard rocks stand up as the escarpments. So this is the trellis drainage pattern. This is the way it looks like. It looks like this. So it forms in 90 degrees. I'm sure we are seeing the 90 degrees here. So the 90 degrees formed there. We have another one there. This is what we have. Then radial drainage. This pattern is formed when streams flow outwards and downhill from a dome or volcanic cone. So those are the radial. The radial, it's more like a circle. They are coming from one point. Then the tributes, they are moving, they are going to different directions. They are not going to the same direction. They are going to the different directions. The rivers flow outward, forming a pattern like the spokes of a bicycle. I'm sure we are seeing. This is the point there, the circle there. It is the point where we are seeing the circle there. That is the point. Then we are seeing those directions or those branches. Those they stand for the drainage or the rivers which are coming from the center going to the other directions. Then we have an exercise. This exercise will be sent after you have gone through this video or the notes. Then thereafter you receive the exercise. Thank you so much.